thing can be found anywhere. Mahogany logs on the coast of Greenland, bugs of a valley on top of Mont Blanc, atheists at a prayer meeting, ice in India. For instance, chemical analysis can reveal that almost any dead man was poisoned with arsenic, we'll say, because there is no stomach without some iron, lead, tin, gold, arsenic in it and of it. Which, of course, in a broader sense, doesn't matter much, because a certain number of persons must, as a restraining influence, be executed for murder every year, and if detectives aren't able really to detect anything, illusion of their success is all that is necessary, and it is very honorable to give up one's life for society as a whole. The chemist who analyzed the substance of Pictou sent a sample to the editor of the journal. The editor, of course, found pollen in it. My own acceptance is that there'd have to be some pollen in it, that nothing could very well fall through the air in June near the pine forests of Nova Scotia and escape all floating spores of pollen. But the editor does not say that this substance contained pollen. He disregards nitrogen and ammonia and an animal odor, and says that the substance was pollen. For the sake of our 30 or 40 tokens of liberality, or pseudo-liberality, if we can't be really liberal, we grant that the chemist of the first examination probably wouldn't know an animal odor if you were janitor of a menagerie. As we go along, however, there can be no such sweeping ignoring of this phenomenon. The fall of animal matter from the sky. I'd suggest, to start with, that we'd put ourselves in the place of deep-sea fishes. How would they account for the fall of animal matter from above? They wouldn't try. Or it's easy enough to think of most of us as deep-sea fishes of a kind. Journal Franklin Institution, 9011, that, upon the 14th of February, 1870, there fell at Genoa, Italy, according to Director Baccardo, of the Technical Institute of Genoa, and Professor Castellani, a yellow substance. But the microscope revealed numerous globules of cobalt blue, also corpuscles of a pearly color that resembled starch. See Nature, 2-166. Compte rendu, 56, 972. M. Bouy says of a substance, reddish, varying to yellowish, that fell enormously and successively, or upon April 30th, May 1st, and May 2nd, in France and Spain, that it carbonized, and spread the odor of charred animal matter, that it was not pollen, that in alcohol it left a residue of resinous matter. Hundreds of thousands of tons of this matter must have fallen. Odor of charred animal matter. Or an aerial battle that occurred in interplanetary space several hundred years ago, effective time in making diverse remains uniform in appearance. It's all very absurd, because, even though we are told of a prodigious quantity of animal matter that fell from the sky, 3 days, France and Spain, we're not ready yet. That's all. M. Bouy says that this substance was not pollen. The vastness of the fall makes acceptable that it was not pollen. Still, the resinous residue does suggest pollen of pine trees. We shall hear a great deal of a substance with a resinous residue that has fallen from the sky. Finally, we shall divorce it from all suggestion of pollen. Blackwood's Magazine, 3/338. A yellow powder that fell at Geras, Calabria, March 14th, 1813. Some of this substance was collected by Signor Semeni, professor of chemistry at Naples. It had an earthy, insipid taste, and is described as unctuous. When heated, this matter turned brown, then black, then red. According to the Annals of Philosophy, 11/466, one of the components was a greenish yellow substance, which, when dried, was found to be resinous. But concomitants of this fall, loud noises were heard in the sky. stones fell from the sky. According to Chladni, these concomitants occurred, and to me they seem rather brutal, or not associable with something so soft and gentle as a fall of pollen. Black rains and black snows, rains as black as a deluge of ink, jet black snowflakes. Such a rain as that which fell in Ireland, May 14th, 1849, described in the Annals of Scientific Discovery, 1850, and the Annual Register, 1849. It fell upon a district of 400 square miles, and was the color of ink, and of a fetid odor, and a very disagreeable taste. The rain at Castle Common, Ireland, April 30th, 1887. Thick, black rain. American Meteorological Journal, 4/193. A black rain fell in Ireland, October 8th and 9th, 1907. Simon's Meteorological Magazine, 43/2. It left a most peculiar and disagreeable smell in the air. The orthodox explanation of this rain occurs in Nature, March 2nd, 1908. Cloud of soot that had come from South Wales, crossing the Irish Channel and all of Ireland. So the black rain of Ireland of March, 1898, ascribed in Simon's Meteorological Magazine, 33/40, to clouds of soot from the manufacturing towns of North England and South Scotland. Our intermediatist principle of pseudologic, or our principle of continuity, is, of course, that nothing is unique or individual, that all phenomena merge away into all other phenomena, that, for instance, suppose there should be vast superoceanic or interplanetary vessels that come near this earth and discharge volumes of smoke at times. We're only supposing such a thing as that now, because conventionally we are beginning modestly and tentatively. But if that were so, there would necessarily be some phenomenon upon this earth with which that phenomenon would merge. Extra mundane smoke and smoke from cities merge, or both would manifest in black precipitations, in rain. In continuity, it is impossible to distinguish phenomena at their merging points, so we look for them at their extremes. Impossible to distinguish between animal and vegetable in some infusoria, but hippopotamus and violet. For all practical purposes, they're distinguishable enough. No one but a Barnum or a Bailey would send one a bunch of hippopotami as a token of regard. So away from the great manufacturing centers. Black rain in Switzerland, January 20th, 1911. Switzerland is so remote, and so ill at ease is the conventional explanation here, that Nature, 85/451, says of this rain, that in certain conditions of weather, snow may take on an appearance of blackness that is quite deceptive. Maybe so. Or at night, if dark enough, snow may look black. This is simply denying that a black rain fell in Switzerland, January 20th, 1911. Extreme remoteness from the great manufacturing centers. La Nature, 1888, 2/406. That August 14th, 1888, there fell at the Cape of Good Hope a rain so black as to be described as a shower of ink. Continuity dogs us. Continuity rules us and pulls us back. We seem to have a little hope that by the method of extremes we could get away from things that merge indistinguishably into other things. We find that every departure from one merger is entrance upon another. At the Cape of Good Hope, vast volumes of smoke from great manufacturing centers, as an explanation, cannot very acceptably merge with the explanation of extra mundane origin. But smoke from a terrestrial volcano can, and that is the suggestion that is made in la nature.